Before diving into this incredible story, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell. Every story here has something to say, and you won't want to miss a single one. Two teens kicked out of car dealership, but what they did next changed their lives forever. Jamal Williams and Marcus Carter were 17 years old and lived in a modest suburb of Detroit, a city where the auto industry was once booming, but where today many dreams seem to have faded. Yet they kept that flame alive. Ever since they were children, they had been fascinated by the engines, sports cars, and technical innovations that made this city, once synonymous with power and speed, vibrate. Their passion wasn't superficial. They spent hours every night watching YouTube tutorials, dissecting mechanics, discussing V8 engine performance, comparing the latest models, and imagining a future where they might work at Ford, General Motors, or even a small car tuning company. Jamal, the more thoughtful of the two, had already read several mechanics manuals, while Marcus, more enthusiastic and sociable, kept a notebook where he jotted down his ideas and plans for modifying cars. That Saturday morning, the air was clear, and the soft light made the cars shine even brighter in the sun. Jamal and Marcus had decided to take a quick trip to Kingston Motors, the most reputable dealership in the region. It was a sanctuary for them, a place where their dreams took shape amid the immaculate bodies, purring engines, and gleams of chrome. They weren't thinking of buying anything. Their families couldn't afford it, but simply spending time, asking questions, and soaking up the world. Upon arrival, they felt a slight sense of excitement. The showroom was a showcase of modernity and luxury, with brand-new cars lined up like trophies. The shiny floor reflected the light, and the subtle scent of leather and fresh paint hung in the air. However, their enthusiasm was quickly tempered. As soon as they walked through the door, a salesman named Rick Donovan, a white man in his 40s with a hard gaze and a forced smile, looked at them suspiciously. He crossed his arms, frowned, and approached them quickly. Jamal immediately sensed the heavy atmosphere. Marcus, more impulsive, walked up to a red Ford Mustang, one of their favorite models, his eyes shining with admiration. "Excuse me, gentlemen," Rick cut in sharply. "You don't seem to be here to buy. We prefer real customers to come and chat." The tone was harsh, almost aggressive, and the way Rick stared at them showed he saw them as intruders. Jamal took a deep breath, trying to remain calm despite the knot in his stomach. "We just wanted to look at the cars, ask a few questions," he said in a calm but firm voice. But Rick wouldn't listen. "I'm asking you to leave. Now." The message was clear, without appeal. As the other customers watched, some looking down, others looking away, Jamal and Marcus exchanged a look filled with pain and incomprehension. This moment, supposed to be a simple visit, was becoming a public humiliation. They slowly turned and left the showroom, their shoulders a little lowered, but their pride intact. Marcus whispered quietly, "They don't know what they're missing." On the way home, the familiar streets of their neighborhood suddenly seemed heavier, as if the air itself bore the weight of the injustice they had just suffered. Marcus, usually cheerful and optimistic, felt anger boiling inside him, threatening to boil over. He finally exploded, breaking the silence. "What the hell is this? What do we do now?" Her voice trembled with emotion, a mixture of frustration and pain. "We didn't do anything wrong. We just wanted to see some cars, ask questions. And this guy treats us like we're thieves or parasites." Jamal, more reserved and thoughtful, placed a firm hand on Marcus's shoulder, trying to calm his friend. "I know. It's hard. But we can't let this go. It's not fair." He paused, searching for the words. "We know these cars as much as this salesman does. We've spent hours learning about the engines, the models, everything. Why is he treating us like this? Just because of the color of our skin?" Silence fell for a moment, heavy and oppressive. Then, a new determination lit up their eyes. They refused to let this humiliation go unanswered. "We have to do something," Jamal said, decidedly more resolute. "We have to let the world know what happened." Marcus nodded. They took out their phones and began filming. Jamal spoke, his voice clear and steady, calmly recounting the incident, describing every detail: the arrival, the frosty reception, the humiliating expulsion. Marcus, in the background, added his impressions, his suppressed anger, but also their undiminished passion for cars. They posted the video on TikTok and Instagram, along with a powerful message. "It's not fair to be judged by your appearance. We're passionate, not suspects. This is our story. Share it. Within hours, the video exploded. Thousands of views, shares, and, most importantly, hundreds of comments. Many denounced the latent racism, the systemic injustice that plagued even supposedly welcoming places. Others expressed their solidarity, sharing their own experiences of discrimination. Then came the message that changed everything. Tyler Brooks, a popular Black automotive influencer on YouTube known for his expertise and ability to make a difference, contacted them directly. "Hey Jamal, Marcus," he wrote, "I saw your video, and I want to help you. Come to my channel. We'll show Kingston Motors what you're really made of. Together, we can prove to them that your passion and knowledge deserve respect." This invitation was a breath of hope. They were no longer alone. At the same time, the movement gained momentum locally. Several loyal Kingston Motors customers, shocked by Rick Donovan's behavior, began speaking out publicly. An online petition was launched, demanding a formal apology from the dealership. Local media began to take an interest in the case. In a few days, Jamal and Marcus had become more than two passionate teenagers. They were the face of a fight against ordinary racism, the kind that hides in looks, in silent prejudices, in trivial gestures that hurt. A few days later, the atmosphere around Kingston Motors had changed. This once silent and closed place had transformed into a veritable theater of media attention and community mobilization. That morning, Jamal Williams and Marcus Carter did not walk through the dealership doors alone. Standing beside them was Tyler Brooks, the renowned automotive influencer, but also a team of local journalists armed with cameras, several loyal customers who had signed the petition, and even representatives of local associations committed to fighting discrimination. Surprised passers-by and employees viewed this return as a kind of peaceful revenge. The atmosphere was tense, but full of hope. Inside, the managing director Harold Kingston, a white businessman in his 50s, stood straight, clearly aware of the gravity of the situation. Faced with mounting pressure from the community and the media, he spoke into the cameras, his face serious but sincere. "On behalf of Kingston Motors, I sincerely apologize to Jamal Williams, Marcus Carter, and our entire community. The behavior of one of our salespeople does not reflect our values. We take this matter very seriously. Rick Donovan has been suspended pending an internal investigation. We are committed to reviewing our policies to ensure a respectful welcome for all our customers, without exception." A murmur of approval rippled through the crowd as Jamal and Marcus exchanged a glance, acknowledging this step toward justice. Then came the moment he'd been waiting for. Tyler, camera in hand, launched a live segment on his YouTube channel, a special show called Passion and Resilience. Standing in front of the shiny new cars, Jamal and Marcus spoke. Jamal explained in detail how the red Mustang's V8 engine worked, describing its power, technical specifications, and recent innovations. Marcus, with his notebook in hand, discussed the differences between electric and combustion engine cars and how technology was changing the automotive industry. The audience behind the screens was captivated by their expertise, and even several customers present at the dealership seemed impressed, some exchanging smiles of admiration. At the end of the day, as a gesture of appreciation and to encourage their passion, Kingston Motors offered Jamal and Marcus a summer internship in their mechanical workshop, a concrete opportunity to train and get closer to their dreams. The following months were marked by a profound change. Jamal and Marcus, now interns, worked hard, applying their knowledge and discovering the mechanics profession under the watchful eye of certain technicians who recognized their talent. Their presence brought new energy to the team and aroused the admiration of customers, who sometimes came specifically to meet these two passionate young people. Their story went viral around the city, inspiring young people in their neighborhood and sparking important discussions about everyday racism in businesses and the need to raise awareness and train staff to prevent further discrimination. One summer evening, at a ceremony hosted by Detroit City Hall, Jamal was called on stage. The mayor presented him with an honorary award for his courage, perseverance, and commitment to transforming a painful experience into a catalyst for change. Marcus accompanied him, their complicity illuminating the room. In this solemn moment, Jamal delivered a simple but powerful speech. "What we went through wasn't right, but we chose not to let the pain break us. We chose to speak out, to show our worth, and to fight so that no one else has to go through this." This award is for all those who fight against injustice, with dignity and determination. What began as a cruel humiliation had turned into a resounding victory. Jamal and Marcus were no longer just two teenage car enthusiasts. They had become symbols of resilience, hope, and the possibility of change. Their message, clear and carried by the strength of their experience, now resonated well beyond the walls of Kingston Motors. Racism must not be ignored. With courage and solidarity, we can push back against injustice.